I get overexcited going in the library and the archive. I think it's a beautiful place to be able to be allowed to go in, and it actually does make you feel quite humble and you remember your tiny place in history. And I think that taking the group in who've come along because they're interested in as well was just delightful. It was just a shared sort of joy of being able to see things and touch things.
Well, I'd never been into the archives or the library before, so that was a completely new experience for me. Even though I was born in Salisbury, I lived here and involved here for a number of years. I'd never been in there.
It's so extraordinary to see the seals and the books, and the library particularly was captivating.
Walking through the cathedral up these spiral staircase into when it opened up, this amazing library was just a wonderful experience. And I love the King's head that's nose is right up against the bookcase.
It was an amazing opportunity not just to look in the archives at Salisbury Cathedral, because I'm naturally very curious and nosy, but also to be a participant in something. I run stuff all the time, and it was the opportunity to just do something that I don't have to organise or be the director of, to just be part of somebody else's process and see where that takes me.
I'm new to Salisbury, and I thought, what a better way to find new people and understand a bit more about the heartbeat of Salisbury.
I wanted to allow people the opportunity to contribute to the archive, so to not see it as something that they would just visit and think of as history, that actually this was a moment in time of saying, actually now you can put the story of your life into here. Both groups, apart from one member of the group who I know is an artist and I'd encouraged her to come, everybody arrived saying, well, I'm not artistic, I can't do anything, but of course everybody can. And it's just being gently guided and helped to think of your life and then to think of different ways you can put yourself into the archive.
My whole world centres around my family at the moment, so I very much wanted to put a memory of our experiences with the cathedral into this archives.
Well, I've chosen as my theme, if you wish, my connection particularly with the festival, as this is primarily a festival project. I thought it would be relevant to include things that are particularly from the start of the festival in 1972 through the first 10 years and also perhaps involving the other artistic activities in Salisbury which I've been connected with.
Everybody's gone away and come back with incredible responses. So we have Mayuki from Japan is now going to make her life through origami and create a little origami picture which will go into the archive, which feels a lovely representation of her own culture now being put into the cathedral.
It's making Japanese cherry blossom and also British rose, so weaving into together and creating little daughter, which is symbolic of family tree.
But we've also got Jim, who's written a play, and the group very happily did an unrehearsed play reading that's been recorded, so we've now got an oral archive of Jim's play, and that will go in.
It's a funny piece of writing. It doesn't really fit anywhere. It's not quite children's writing. It's not quite radio. I didn't know what I was ever going to do with it, so this has just been perfect for me. And I loved how we did it today.
Lorna has written out beautiful lullabies that she's written for her children and put them in an embroidered bag. So the variety and the richness of material, but it's all come from the group, but they've, in response to what they've seen, that you could do a scrapbook, you could have photographs, you could try to represent an ancient document. It's just inspiring.
I'm really pleased to have done this and be part of it. The whole experience has been very uplifting. It's a fantastic group that we're in, and so many interesting different perspectives and ideas that everyone's drawn on, and it's just exciting going forward. I actually would like to do with this more. I'd quite like to be involved in more arts within Salisbury.
It's all been a bit mind-blowing in the best possible way. Loved it.
Well, I came into it not having any idea what to expect at all. And it's been actually something of a revelation because half a dozen people from very different backgrounds, different cultures in fact, all coming together, sharing our ideas and thoughts and reminiscences and aspirations for the future from completely different standpoints. And so it has been a really good experience, I would say. And I'm very glad I've done it.